Thank you for doing nothing. I don't know how. I'm just kidding. I'm not, like Sarah on that demon time in another reality where like I could just be my authentic self. I would have said everything that I just said to him. Because if anything, I think it would have made him a better person. You guys don't think so? I genuinely think one good verbal assassination would have done him good. What's good, you guys? Welcome back to Yap Therapy. How you doing this beautiful week, this beautiful Leo season? I know we have a full moon coming up, but I enjoy Aquarius full moons. I'm just gonna knock on some wood. I typically do enjoy Aquarius full moons. I think I just enjoy air full moons. It's just not as heavy as like a water sign full moon or a earth sign full moon. I feel like earth full moons. Listen, we already know how much you earth signs love to suppress anything and everything. And I feel like when, there's a full moon happening, it is a time when everything is brought to life. Everything is brought to light, like everyone is seeing what has been hidden for a long time, right? Like that is when the moon is at its brightest, right? Because it's showing everything. And we all know how much you earth signs love to suppress everything. So of course, when it's time for a earth full moon, shit's gonna feel crazy because it's been building up, right? So personally, I really do enjoy air full moons. Let me know what kind of full moons y'all enjoy, because I know the energy is heavy no matter what, but for the most part, I fuck with air full moons. Let's just start it off on a wild note, because I saw some shit and I was like, what is happening to us as a society? I ask that question every day. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Matt Rife, who is already a questionable character in many ways. I know some people are like diehard, like fans of his. They're like, he's the funniest guy ever. Like, relax. It's always the Facebook moms, or the red pill men. But anyway, so Matt Rife, somehow he's still on my FYP page. So whatever. I mean, honestly, I'm glad this particular video was on my FYP page because I needed to see this. Matt Rife bought the real Annabelle doll. Is it clocking to you?
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
Is it clocking to you what I'm saying? The real life, I don't know if he bought it, but he somehow has it. It's in his possession. Until he is possessed. No, it's not funny. It is funny. Honestly, he asked for this. So if you don't know what that is, you're like the Annabelle doll. Where have you been? Grow up. If you're into any sort of horror shit, you know what that is. So Annabelle is a real doll that is haunted. It's one of the most haunted artifacts in the world. If you've watched The Conjuring or the Annabelle movies, yes, it's based on that doll, right? So it's usually kept in this place, I forgot where it is, in this room that holds a lot of the most like haunted objects in the world. And the Annabelle doll, like for good reason, is known to be this super haunted doll. Enough so that, there's movies made about it. Love those movies, by the way. So when I'm on my freaking TikTok and I'm scrolling and I see Matt Rife holding the doll, or like, I think it's something. I think maybe it's behind him. I don't know if he's holding it. That's kind of crazy. It's there with him and he has a smile on his face. I'm like, is this real? And I just don't understand, because I feel like we need to look up this attention-seeking slut's zodiac sign. I'm not talking about Annabelle. I'm talking about Matt Rife. Because why else? In what world? It's not like you're one of these Ghostbuster YouTubers, or you know what I mean? Like people that are into that shit. Like you have no affiliation with this sort of content. Unless you just really are not funny anymore and you really need some good stories. I think you can find some good stories literally doing anything else. You being in possession of the most haunted doll in the world, I mean, it's comedy to me. It's hilarious, but I do fear for your life, but also I don't really care enough about you to fear for your life. I think I'm just like generally invested in like where this is gonna go, but I also need the backstory. You know what I mean? Because as you guys know, I'm into horror everything. Like, I love horror movies, shows. I love watching reality shows where they go to like the most haunted places in the world, and psychics and all that jazz. No one is shocked. Scorpio stellium into horror. No one is shocked. And I just feel like till this day, the Conjuring movies are some of my favorite horror movies that I've ever seen. The emotions are real, and the fact that it's based on a real story, it's so real. Like, it's so good. So if you've ever been wanting to watch like a good horror movie and you haven't watched The Conjuring or like Annabelle and all that, even The Nun, go watch them because they're so good. And something about the fact that they're based off of that real couple. One of them is like, is he a priest? And then the lady, she is like some sort of medium, right? It's based off of a real couple that does that shit, So, yeah, I was about to say, so Annabelle has a special place in my heart. No, but Annabelle has a special place in my heart, like in terms of its story and its origin. So when I saw that, I was just like, two worlds colliding that I did not want to see colliding. And I just feel so many things about it already. Yeah, I just feel like Matt Rife has been in the news in the past for saying dumb shit, and I am not one to be like sensitive when it comes to comedy. Like, I feel like actually people that are overly sensitive are ruining comedy. I think just what the issue that I have with him is that he's really not that funny to me. And he has like that one shtick that every straight white man that thinks he's so special has, which is like, girls are so into astrology. It's not the astrology that makes you this way. It's because you're a dumb bitch. Like, he just says like the most basic jokes ever. And everyone's like, ha ha ha, like selling out his shows. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. If you guys have the sense of humor of a 5-year-old, then go for it. It's all good. But when I saw that, I'm like, all right, so you're trying to make yourself relevant again, right? Like, you really needed this attention. So I just thought it would be fun for us to go on sweet little Google and look up Matt Rife's chart, because, like, why is he the way that he is, right? Why is he the way that he is? Oh, no, he didn't. Oh my God, you guys. This is actually, oh my God, this is breaking news. This is breaking news. Matt Rife didn't just buy the haunted Annabelle doll. He bought Ed and Lorraine Warren's home. You're like, Ed and Lorraine, the couple that I was telling you about, the couple that the Conjuring movies are based on, the real life couple that goes around and deals with the biggest hauntings in the world, Ed and Lorraine, he bought their house too. What is happening? Like, actually, what is happening? I'm sorry, but also in the news articles, they're saying that he is the legal guardian of the Annabelle haunted doll. Why is that verbiage so funny to me? Like, the legal guardian? I mean, granted, yeah, it is an entity. It is a person. Do you think she visited him in his dreams? And she was like, I want you to choose me, Matt. Pick me, choose me, love me. You know what? We're going to look up his chart, don't worry. But I think there's just other things. There's other things that we need to see about this. Oh my God. See, oh, shit's getting good. See, what did I just talk about? The type of people, the type of Facebook moms and pick-me's that love Matt Rife. Look at this article. There's a very specific type of woman keeping Matt Rife relevant. Should we click on it? I think we should. All right, this article is from Cracked, and it was written by Ophelia Garcia Laurer. I'll post it here, obviously. And it says, on Matt Rife's Instagram and TikTok accounts, the same crowd work, the same tired crowd work stand-up routine is pinned. It's an extended MILF bit about a beautiful blonde in the front row who gifted the comedian a Tupperware of cookies and shirt that read, I came to Iowa and all I got was this shirt and a blowjob. I can't. I didn't know pick-me's can be that old, but they can't. I didn't know pick-me's extended to women that are mothers, but I guess it does. The clip was posted more than 2 years ago on both TikTok and Instagram, and it's still growing till this day. And he also made headlines. I don't know if you guys remember, because of his Netflix special. And he did some sort of, and it was a predominantly female audience in that Netflix special. And he made a domestic violence joke. And it was not funny. And guess what most of these women were still saying? We love you, Matt. Don't worry. We forgive you. God, go to therapy. He's still not going to fucking suck your titty. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he was obviously very successful, making a lot of money. But it's just so funny that it's a very specific type of demographic. Like, it's a lot of middle-aged women that are giving him as props. Lots of middle-aged Facebook moms, right? There's a theme here, and he's definitely aware of it. And he knows that a lot of middle-aged women are the types of people that are keeping his career going. It's just so sad. I just think it's so pathetic, honestly. I really, really, really do. And you guys already know how I feel about the specific type of pick-me middle-aged Facebook moms. Because they're everything that's wrong in society ever. They're the ones that are letting their little boys, their sons, get away with doing the most fucking crazy shit and not holding them accountable. It's always someone else's fault. You know, they're probably the same women that are letting their men get away with murder, right? That are just truly, truly losing any sense of self-respect that they've ever had, all in the name of being the good wife and the good mom. And they're always getting mad at their son's girlfriend or wife because they want to keep him close. Do you see the theme here? These pick-me's, yeah, they grow up and they become mothers. And that's dangerous because these mothers raise these very dangerous sons, right? Sons that are probably like Matt Rife, who think it's funny to make domestic violence jokes and get paid for it. And they do get paid for it because it's a circle. The same people that are creating men like him are the same people that are keeping him in business. And also the town in Connecticut, because all these movies are like based in Connecticut, right? And that's where the Warrens, the couple's occult museum is. Oh, I guess he just bought, I didn't know their house was the actual museum. Yeah, so I guess he bought the museum, aka their house. And to get even more specific, I guess they're saying that they have no plans to ever sell the artifacts, all the artifacts, to Rife. They are just leasing the items to Rife on a 5-year agreement. And here's a direct quote from Rife himself. He said, "If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with the paranormal and all things haunted. You may know the Conjuring films are my favorite scary movies of all time." I guess we have that in common, Matt. So I'm incredibly honored to have taken over one of the most prominent properties in paranormal history. He's going to be the legal guardian for at least the next 5 years, if you live to be here that long. I'm sorry. When are we going to know? Maybe when his jokes get funnier, we'll know he's been possessed. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it is. He's asking for it. Matt Rife. Have I done this on this podcast before? Have we looked up his chart? Who cares? Let's look it up again. Matt Rife birth chart. He is a Virgo with an Aries moon, a Taurus rising. Okay, let's see his other. Yeah, okay, moon in Aries, Mercury in Libra. Venus in Virgo. What's his Mars? Like, I need to know what his Mars is. Mars in Scorpio. Oh. I was waiting for the Scorpio placement. Also, the Aries moon. You know what I mean? We already know Aries moons are reckless, but like trendsetters, like they are willing to do whatever it is that they want to do to get whatever it is that they want to get. Like, they really have absolutely zero shame when it comes to going after things that they want, when it comes to being the first person to do something. Like, they kind of have no fear, I would say, when it comes to doing things that excite them. And in my opinion, when you have an Aries moon, you don't really need permission from anyone. I mean, Aries placements in general don't need permission from anyone to do anything, but Aries moon specifically, I just feel like they genuinely do not fear God. They don't fear anything. Clearly, they don't fear Annabelle. They don't fear that. And with that Scorpio Mars, yeah, like Mars is at home in the sign of Scorpio. Mars and Scorpio, Scorpio in general, obviously, we are very much tied to the occult, right? Anything and everything paranormal, right? The darker side of life. So the fact that he has this Aries moon that is pushing him to do things that other people would find reckless, right? He's leading with his emotions when it comes to doing things that he's interested in. And he doesn't really need permission from anyone, even if it seems scandalous or crazy. He wants to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to find a way to do it. And then you tie that with his Mars in Scorpio. You know, Mars in Scorpio is ruthless when it comes to going after things that they want. And we already have this tie to the occult. So I can definitely see why he's so interested in possessing these paranormal artifacts, right? I'm excited to see how this story will continue to grow, because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. They're going to play this, me saying this at the beginning of like his, ID network documentary. Podcasters everywhere were questioning Rife's intentions. And then it shows, dun, 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 3 days later, cuts to black and white. Rife was found. I'm just kidding. Honestly, I hope you're okay, Matt, because even though you annoy me and I don't think you're funny, I don't think that you deserve to be haunted. Unless you do. I mean, unless your ancestors have done some questionable things. You know what I mean? Because I personally believe that we all obviously have the power of our ancestors behind us. And I think a lot of people want to assume that they have good ancestors. And I hate to break it to you. Certain groups, I'm not going to name names, but you can figure it out. Certain groups, not all of your ancestors are good people. So when you're praying to your ancestors, or you're hoping that your ancestors are protecting you, some of your ancestors are not good people. So maybe you should figure out a way to detach yourself from those ancestors. Always just make sure that you're connecting with your well ancestors. Because if you're just calling upon any ancestor and you come from a line of people that have abused or used or enslaved people, I would think that your ancestors are not the best people that you want protecting you. And I also don't think they have that much pull in the afterlife, because they're not good people. Your soul, I think our souls are obviously powerful no matter what, but I do think that when you leave this world and you have done great injustices in this world and you have ruined people's lives and, just done horrible, evil things, I do think that your soul it's left with a mark of hatred and this need for revenge. And I just don't think that you are as powerful as someone who left this world in a happier place, right? I genuinely feel that way. Let me know what you guys think. Honestly, I'm so over Mercury Retrograde. It can literally go suck my fucking nuts. If I had any, which I don't, but honestly, is this Mercury Retrograde annoying the hell out of anybody else? Because it's annoying me. It's actually annoying me, and it's probably because it's in Leo, which means it's squaring all of my Scorpio placements, but it's been really annoying, you guys. Anything that could go wrong with my technology has gone wrong with my technology. First of all, my work laptop just stopped working. It wouldn't connect to VPN. I was on the phone with IT for an hour and a half. They tried everything and it didn't work. And I had to go on site the next day. I go on site. I have an IT ticket open for someone to come. They even ask where my office's room number is. And I tell them. The whole day I'm waiting for a call. I even give them my phone number. I'm waiting for them to come because I had to truck my whole personal laptop there, right? And my work one. So my backpack was heavy. It was heavy. Tell me why I get there. It's 4 p.m. because I don't go on site every day. So it's the day that I go on site. I go there and it's 4 p.m. and I message him. I'm like, hey, when are you coming? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I came. I couldn't find your room number. What? You guys, I'm sorry. Can I just vent? That shit pissed me off. Are you 5 years old? Do you know how to problem solve? I couldn't find your room number. Oh, well, look harder. Ask a receptionist. Call my cell. Reply to the ticket from IT. The fact that I had to reach back out to you only for you to reply to me and said, I couldn't find your room number. How do you have a job? How do you work? How do you function on this planet? It pisses me off, you guys. It really fucking does. I know. It's like, it's not that, it is a big deal. You know what? No, I'm done invalidating my emotions. That shit made me so angry because once again, I had to leave with 2 laptops in my backpack and it was so heavy. And luckily they had an extra laptop there for me at my job. So I was just able to switch. But I replied to that IT ticket and I was like, actually, yeah, there's another laptop for me. Thanks. Like, even though I really didn't want to say thanks, it was my Libra Mercury. This is what I wish I could have said, but I can't because obviously I'm a professional. I wish I could reply to him and be like, hey, you stupid ass little fucking bitch. Thank you for doing nothing. I don't know how. I'm just kidding. I'm not, like Sarah on that demon time in another reality where like I could just be my authentic self, I would have said everything that I just said to him. Because if anything, I think it would have made him a better person. You guys don't think so? I genuinely think one good verbal assassination would have done him good. Because I have a feeling this is a personality trait of his, not me literally sitting here dissecting his every move and intention in life. But truly, I feel like people like that, like they just get away with doing the bare minimum. And I don't know, maybe it's me. I don't know. Like, I feel like if there's a problem, I'm going to find, if the first solution doesn't work, I'm going to keep looking for another solution. I'm sorry, especially at my job, like it's expected of you. Like, you would also think he would reply and be like, hey, I couldn't find you today. Just any update. I had to reach back out to you. Like, what if what if I didn't have a personal laptop? What if there wasn't an extra work laptop? You just expect me to sit there and twiddle my thumbs for freaking 8 hours? Like, really, really, really think. I need you to think. People don't think. And yeah, that is just one of the many things that has happened during Mercury retrograde that just has made me want to pull out and rip out my whole entire head of hair. And it just bothers me because I feel like people are losing the ability to critically think and you just can't count on people. Like, if your job is to help people and you have told them that you're going to show up at this time to help them, and if you don't help them, they can't do their job, the least you could do is update them. Am I wrong for thinking that, you guys? Am I wrong for thinking that? I mean, I know I'm not. This crash out is so valid, but let me know. Let me know what you would do in that situation because it pissed me off. And I still responded to him respectfully. And I said, hey, actually, yeah, there's an extra laptop here. Thank you. What I really want to say is, fuck you. Thank you for nothing. Don't ever talk to me again. Speaking of job stuff, I have been dealing with so much imposter syndrome and it's so annoying. And I feel like I talked about it here where I read that like the more successful you become or the more you grow or you know what I mean, the more you go into these rooms where there are even more respectable people, right? Like the more you continue to progress in life in any capacity, right? It could be personal or professional, the bigger your imposter syndrome gets, right? And I just was dealing with so much imposter syndrome, because I told you guys I started a new job and it's just crazy because I've gotten so much good feedback and it makes me so happy. Like I've gotten feedback from my boss. I've gotten feedback from my boss's boss who was running the whole shit. And it just made me so, so, so happy because first of all, it helped dilute the effects of my imposter syndrome. And it's just crazy to me because I can really get in my head. Like I really, really tell myself, hey, I'm always the first one preaching about like, don't be giving these companies 150%, like you're replaceable. And it's true. I do think that. Sadly, that's the world we live in. And I want to be the type of person that like tells myself this is the amount of energy that I give. to my work, right? Because this is what I love. Because this is where I'm pouring a lot of my heart and soul into, right? Especially knowing that I spend time doing this, this podcast, being a creative, right? So I have to allocate a certain amount of energy for this because this is my priority. So I always, told myself, like, this is how much you give to your job. Like, you can't, as a Capricorn rising, you can't let your need for perfection take over, right? Because then you won't have enough energy for your creative shit, because then, you're just going to be spread too thin. Like, I really want to embody that. I can't. I can't do anything half-assed, you guys. I can't. I really can't. Like, there's something in me. There's something in me. Maybe it's because I am an immigrant. Maybe it's the Capricorn rising. Maybe it's the Scorpio in me feeling like the underdog. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a brown woman, like all of those things. Like, it just makes me, the thought of people thinking I'm lazy or that I'm not good enough, it makes me want to myself, right? So, like, no matter what, I always show up giving 110%. It's the best and worst thing that's ever happened to me. And it's just crazy because knowing I give that much, right? And I still get in my head about whether I'm valuable. Like, isn't that insane? Like, I still feel like I need to prove myself further, or like I'll do everything and I'll do it efficiently and fast and ask all the right questions and kill it. And then in my head, because I did it fast and now I have free time, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, am I lazy? Like, oh my God, like, why don't I have anything? You don't have anything to do because you finished it all. You finished it all. But in my head, I'm like, oh my God, are they going to think that I'm lazy? Like, what if I'm not good enough? What if they just hired me and like, they don't know that I don't know anything? Like, it's crazy. And then I have literal, I have feedback from people telling me, oh my God, like, you're such a great hire. Like, we're so happy we have you. I can't believe you picked up everything so fast. Like, you make it look so easy. Da, da, da. Like, literally verbatim saying these things and more, right? And when it's happening, I'm like eating it up. I'm like, thank God. And like, I told my boss yesterday, I'm like, oh my God, like, really, thank you. Cause like, I've been in my head, and like, when you start a new job, you just want to make sure you're doing everything perfectly. And like, I'm a perfectionist. She's like, stop, like, don't even think like that. Like, you're doing so good. Like, we're so lucky to have you. And it just made me so happy, right? It made me so happy. And obviously that's great, right? Like, it fed my ego and it fed my soul and my heart, but still, like, it doesn't take away from the void and the problem that I'm dealing with, right? Because at the end of the day, that's how our minds work. Like, we get positive feedback and it feels good temporarily, but this void that we have in our heads, or these insecurities, or this imposter syndrome, it's still a permanent resident in our head, right? Like, we're not working through that. Like, you getting good feedback doesn't make it go away. It pauses it temporarily, but it's still very much something that affects me. I can only speak on myself. And I'm just always looking for another problem, right? Another reason as to why I'm not maybe good enough, or why the things I have can be taken away from me. And it's so exhausting and annoying. Yeah, it's just, I want to validate anyone who feels that way, anyone who deals with imposter syndrome, and anyone who feels like they constantly have to show up and give 110% just to be seen and be valued. Because I know I preach all of that so much, and I truly mean it when I say that you are valuable as you are. You just being here on this planet, being lucky enough out of the billions and billions of eggs and sperm that could have been chosen, of the souls that could have been on this earth, like, you were chosen, and that's beautiful and that's amazing, right? And I want you to know that, and I want me to know that. So when I preach that, it's not coming from just me wanting to talk out of my ass. I truly believe that, but I want to be honest with you guys about what it is that I deal with when I'm in my head. Because, yeah. Oof. Because I get in my head often, and People that are close to me know it. And I'm so confident, but a lot of times I'm not. And I just want you guys to know that, and see that duality, right? Because I consider myself such a confident person and I know my value in this world. But I have so many moments, especially when I start something new, which I think is very natural, right? Like maybe it's not for some people, but for me, and maybe it's my Leo Mars too, like wanting to be the best, like when I am in a new environment, let's say a new job or picking up a new hobby or doing a new workout, you know what I mean? I feel like I have to put it on and be the best, right? Because to me, first impressions are everything, or you know what I mean? That probation period, right? At your job, like I just want to show them that I am everything and I can do everything and I can do it fast and efficiently and I'm the best, right? And it's just so much pressure that I put on myself. And I would love to be the kind of person that shuts off her mind after the workday is over and I don't think about work. That's just not the case. I want to be that person so badly. But I get in my head a lot and I judge myself a lot and I'm always wondering what I can do to be better. Even when I'm getting literally the best feedback, right? So when I received that feedback last week and this week, it made me so happy, right? Because it put me at ease, but really it just also further validated how much work I still have to do when it comes to how judgmental I am of myself and how much I just don't back myself. You know what I mean? Like it's just so inconsistent, I want to say, my confidence when it comes to work, right? When it comes to the work that I do. And sometimes here too, right? It's just inconsistent because it's really high or it's a really low. Like there is no stability, right? It's not like in the middle where it's steady and it's flowing. Like I'm either really feeling myself or I'm really not, right? And it's just a lot, and it's just a lot. So I just wanted to talk about that and let anyone else that feels that way, where like you feel like you're super confident and then you're not, where you feel like you're doing your best and you're getting good feedback and then the next day you're stressing, thinking whether you're good enough. Like if you are dealing with that, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. I'm right here with you. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out as we go. And I just want you to lean on anyone that you have when you are feeling this way. Because if it wasn't for the people closest to me, I would be driving myself crazy because our minds lie to us so much, you guys. Our minds are always lying to us. They are. A lot of the times they're lying to us. You can't always trust the thoughts that come up, right? Your thoughts are not facts, right? So when you have a moment and when you're dealing with imposter syndrome and your mind is like, people think you're lazy, people think you're not good enough, ask yourself, says who? Like, do you have facts to prove this? Like, do you have examples? You probably don't, right? You can't think of examples of people saying these things to you. So why are you convincing yourself that this thought that you had about yourself is fact when you literally don't have any examples to back it up, right? So that is what I'm doing when it comes to imposter syndrome and dealing with it. Because listen, it can be debilitating, right? It can really mess with you and it can take away your joy. Like that's the main thing for me, is that like we can show up to work and we can show up and do the things that we have to do and be responsible. And maybe you have a bad day, right? And that's fine. But maybe you have a lot of good days and that's great too. But either way, I don't want me and you after a day of hustling and doing shit to now sit there and think about the fact that we were hustling and doing shit, whether it was good enough and whether it was that. Like you already put so much time into it. Finally use the time outside of that to take care of yourself, to be kind to yourself, right? I'm saying this to you, but I'm also saying it to myself because it's just not fair that you're going to physically, mentally do the job, do the work, and then afterwards emotionally be invested in the work and the job that you were doing, right? Like, where is the time for you? Where is the grace for you, the fun and the joy for you, right? So, and again, I am in this transition period, right, where I started a new job. So I'm still figuring things out and that's okay. So yeah, I mean, it just felt good to talk to you guys about that because it's something that I really, really was struggling with the past couple of weeks. And it's just crazy because I've gotten such good feedback, right? And I just wish my mind my mind believed it. Because my heart and my soul do, but my mind just finds ways to try and diminish and downplay my value and make me feel like it's never enough. So if you're someone who deals with that, I just want to let you know that you are enough, you're amazing. And as I always say, you could literally sit there and do nothing and just be breathing. And I think that's courageous enough, because this world is crazy. The emotions we feel are crazy, the experiences we are put through, the people that are put into our life to trigger us, all of that shit is crazy. The events that we see, on social media or in real life, like all of that is so much to process. So you literally just being a human and sitting there and breathing is courageous enough and is enough. I want you to get that, because it's not clocking to you, is it? I saw this tweet that was like, if you have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your big three, you are stressing someone the fuck out. I promise. Well, I have a Gemini moon. I try not to stress people out, but if they get stressed out, I'm just kidding. I don't be stressing people out anymore. I am way, way too, I want to say, emotionally available and consistent with who I am and what people expect of me. Like, I'm very consistent with what I give them, right? But I could see why in the past I would probably be stressing people out. But just to talk about this, taking me out of it, yes, if you have air signs in your big three, and if you have 2 out of those big three in air signs, or 3 out of 3 of those big signs, you are stressing everybody out. You know why? Because you don't care as much. You don't care as much. And not like you're sitting there and you're like, I don't care. You're just in your own little la land, air, right? Your head is up in the clouds. And when your head is up in the clouds, you truly are just living in your own little world, right? Things that usually should bother you don't bother you, right? Like, people are being inconsistent. It doesn't bother you. And I think, even in dating, right? People want to make people jealous, or people are going to do things to trigger you. That shit doesn't work on air signs, and it makes people even more angry, right? Like, people are thinking, well, I won't text him back for 5 hours. Air sign's already on to someone else. Air sign didn't even notice that you weren't texting them. Actually, they realized, it's so much more fun when you're not texting me. Thank you for showing me that it's been a waste of time, right? That's how air signs process things. They're not sitting there being like, well, why didn't so-and-so text me? Or like, why are they acting different? They are not stable enough in that sense to sit there and try to, hyper obsess over why you're acting the way that you're acting. They really don't care. They don't have that grounded energy, right? Like air signs, like, again, you have a whole chart, so you could have other signs and placements, you know what I mean, that are going to make you more grounded. But when you are an air sign, the air signs, their archetypes is all about being free flowing and not taking shit too personally. And when you are someone that typically doesn't take things too personally, you are always stressing people out, because people want you to take things personally, right? People want you to see how you're making them feel. So they're going to treat you the way you treated them, but it doesn't have the same effect on you, air sign, because air signs just don't care. Air signs are in their own little world, and they're just happy to be here. You know what I mean? And as soon as someone is not fun, or, they're stressing them out, air signs have no problem walking away. They really don't. And they have options. You know what I mean? That's the thing with air signs, is that because they're so flexible and they're able to get on with just anybody, they don't feel attached to you. That's another thing with air signs, is that because they don't feel the need to be attached to anything or anybody, it's really easy for them to move on. And that, again, stresses other people out, because a lot of people, they want to be in this world and they want to know that they have a pull. They have some sort of control. Not everyone, but it makes most people feel safe, right? Knowing that the people closest to them, they're a little bit, they're controlled by them. And not always toxic control, but like, you care about how I'm moving, or before you make decisions, you think about me, right? Like, people want that, right? From their friendships and from their romantic relationships, or from their family members, from their kid, right? Like your mother, who's a Cancer, they want their child to think before they do things, before they come home at 1 a.m., right? But their air sign kid doesn't care. Their air sign kid is out there doing God knows what at 2 a.m. and they'll come home when they feel like it. And when you start stressing them out as their Cancer mother, air sign is like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to emotionally manipulate your air sign daughter or son, Cancer mom, Scorpio mom. Taurus mom, you're not. You're not going to be able to emotionally manipulate them to acting right as you would with, let's say, a water sign child, right? Or even an earth sign child, because earth signs, they want to be perfect. They want to be stable. They want to, they want to be responsible, right? Fire signs are not going to be controlled and tamed either. But at least with fire signs, they'll fight against their parents, right? Fire signs will have that passion and energy to go toe to toe with their parents. And your parents almost want that. They like it when you fight back, because then they could be like, don't you do this, and you're grounded, and do you know all that I've done for you? They want to go back and forth, right? Whereas air signs, because they're usually aloof, they're not even going to give you that energy. And that's going to trigger people even more. So that's what it means when it says, if you have Gemini or Libra or Aquarius in your big three, you are stressing someone the fuck out. Because genuinely, air signs don't give the reaction that most people are looking for. And that within itself is something that is very stressful to most people. Most people want to say things to you that are going to make you react a certain way. And I think air signs are not very reactionary, right? Like you would think maybe Aquarius is, because they're fixed, but Aquarius is still very much aloof. They will process things in their mind, right? But if you trigger them, they have no problem disassociating, right? And Gemini, they'll just bring on their other personality, right? They're going to just make a joke out of it, and that's going to make you feel small because, you tried to make them feel some type of way by calling out their behavior, and Gemini just, put on that funny comedian personality and made light of the situation, and now that's stressing you out. And Libra can keep the peace in World War III. You could look for that one Libra, and they're literally the one doing yoga in the midst of chaos. All right. So again, stressing people out because you're not giving them the reaction that, they're looking for. And that is what that post means. And I think it's just so funny. So if you have air in your big three, whether it's one placement or two or all three, let me know. Do you stress people out? Have people told you verbatim? It just seems like you don't care. I bet you someone has told you that, because a lot of times it feels that way with air signs. It feels like they don't care, and that's not always the case, but they're really good at just, head in the clouds, doing what they want to do, not being affected by all of this intensity, right? They can easily pull themselves out of it. So let me know if you have air in your big three, and how easy it is for you to step away from stressful situations, because I think it's very, very easy, and it stresses people out because they want you to be stressed with them. All right, you guys, that is the end of this video. I love you guys so much. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I'm so excited. I'm going to Outside Lands this Friday. It's a festival here in San Francisco. I'm going with Maya, and we're going to have so much fun. And yeah, I hope this weekend is amazing to you. We have that Aquarius full moon. So, do it up. Do what you need to do. All right. I love you. Drink water. Okay. Drink water. Be kind to yourself and have all the fun, because yes, it's a full moon, but it's an Aquarius full moon. So do with that what you will. All right. Love y'all so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching. Comment about any of the topics I touched on, and I will see you guys next week for Yap Yap Therapy. Bye.